Joy and truth, we know they worry. From morning gifts to nighttime flow. Every voice matter, everybody know. Every Emirate radio 98.5. The voice of the people we they come alive. Your story, your sound, your melody. Emirate radio 98.5. The voice of the people we they come alive. Your story, your sound, your melody. Open door. Music, news and more. Open mic, we open door. If not your voice, we go amplify. Emirate radio, make you testify. Emirate radio, make you testify. On Emirate radio 98.5. The voice of the people we they come alive. Your story, your sound, your melody. Emirate radio 98.5. The voice of the people we they come alive. Your story, your sound, your melody. On the move. Emirate radio 98.5. The voice of the people. Dundee on the beat. Yeah, I'ma turn it up. From the heart of Ilorin City, where the people they talk no beat. 98.5 on your dial. Emirate radio, feel the vibe. Now the sound of the street with the carry. Joy and truth, we know they worry. From morning gifts to nighttime flow. Every voice matter, everybody know. Every Emirate radio 98.5. The voice of the people we they come alive. Your story, your sound, your melody. Emirate radio 98.5. The voice of the people we they come alive. Your story, your sound, your melody. Open door. Culture, music, news and more. Open mic, we open door. If not your voice, we go amplify. Emirate radio, make you testify. Emirate radio, make you testify. On Emirate radio 98.5. The voice of the people we they come alive. Your story, your sound, your melody. Emirate radio 98.5. The voice of the people we they come alive. Your story, your sound, your melody. On the move. Emirate radio 98.5. The voice of the people. Dundee on the beat. Yeah, I'ma turn it up. From the heart of Ilorin City, where the people they talk no beat. 98.5 on your dial. Emirate radio, feel the vibe. Now the sound of the street with the carry. Joy and truth, we know they worry. From morning gifts to nighttime flow. Every voice matter, everybody know. Every Emirate radio.
Yeah, we can make it work. We just children can make it work. Every time. So we better get up, stand up for your rights. Or someone would say we're coming in from the cold. Or another one would say the sun is shining and the weather is sweet. And someone would say is this love. And everyone would say everything. Let's move it.
Stand up
know you don't know what life is really worth. It's not all the glitter is gold. Half the story has never been told, and now you see the light. Stand up for your right. Come on, get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.
Exactly the message. Don't give up the fight. Good evening, listeners out there. This is 98.5 Emirate FM. Good evening.
Make everybody feel high. Hey, but if you know what life
A happy Easter Sunday to all listeners of Emirate FM. How dear esteemed customers, was a very happy Easter holiday to you. Good evening.
gets up, stand up in the morning. Stand up.
The program you're listening to right about now is Sound of Times.
Don't give up the fight.
And the program is designed to educate ourselves, to enlighten ourselves on the path of national development.
Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.
Did you say national development? Yes.
Tired of the kissing. Tired of the
Do you know that every little drop of water makes a very wide ocean at the end of the day? What are you doing precisely now? What are you doing to write your name on the Sand of Times? This program is to encourage every one of us in whatever we do for national development. Remember, history keeps prosperity.
Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.
In this program, we'll be looking at people who have done tremendously well, who has fought a very good fight, and of course, have written their names on the Sand of Times to the development of Nigeria within the country and of course in the diaspora. What are you doing? Do you know that you can be better than you are today? Do you know that you can be part of history tomorrow? Whatever you do, remember that little drop of water can make a very wide ocean.
'Cause I never give up.
Last week was the maiden edition of this program, and last week we looked at a woman who had done tremendously well for Nigeria, a woman who fought so very well and of course wrote her name on the Sand of Times. Last week we looked at the personality of Onyinka Owenu, and tonight I'm not still leaving the eastern part of Nigeria. I'm still very much around that area, and I'm looking at another personality, this time not in the field of music or broadcasting, but of course I'm still moving around the field of art. Tonight I'll be looking at the person called Chine Achebe. Chine Achebe was a Nigerian novelist, a writer, a poet, a man who wrote and of course sold Nigeria out to millions outside the diaspora. Of course, Chine Achebe is gone, but of course his work speaks volume. What are you doing tonight? What are you doing today? To of course write your name on the Sand of Times.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Children, don't give up the fight. 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 'Cause I never give up the fight. Oh, I never give up the fight.
Did you say Chine Achebe? Yes, the man who knows and of course who saw tomorrow. Yes, talking about Chine Achebe. Chine Achebe was born on the 16th of November 1930 and baptized Albert Chunamugu Achebe. His father was Isaiah Achebe and was a teacher and an evangelist, while his mom was Janet Amache. Chine Achebe became very popular in Nigeria because of the work he does, or the work he was known for. Of course, I said earlier, he is a novelist, he is a poet, and of course, he is also known as a playwright. So many things that Chine Achebe stands for. Most importantly, he stood for how do I put it now? man who sold Nigeria out so well, to talking about the development of African culture, talking about expository about the beauty of Africa and Nigeria in particular. Very interesting, a man to study tonight.
Come on, you can do better than that. Come on. Bob Marley, yeah!
At the time, storytelling was not very popular. Chinua Achebe came into limelight. And interestingly, he was able to sell out something very unique, and that was the Igbo culture, the Igbo style, of course, the Igbo values and all that comes with the Igbo way of life. I'm talking about Chinua Achebe. You understand what I mean when I said he was able to sell out his people with his work. With Chinua Achebe, we see the like of him coming from Chima Amanda and somebody from the eastern part of Nigeria trying to sell the positive part of that particular area to the world. And of course, I challenge you tonight. You can also do better. Whatever you do, make sure it is positive to the world. In 1936, Chinua Achebe entered St. Philip's Central School and the region of Ogidi in primary education, and despite his protests, he spent a few weeks in the religious class for young children. Eventually, he started his university at the prestigious University of Ibadan. Of course, it was an associate college of London. Then Achebe was admitted in the university first intake and given a course to study in medicine, but he eventually left that particular course.
Get up, stand up for your rights. There's something, get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up.
We're about to make it real. Trying to say yes, help me.
Show a check at your base.
Together.
There can be no full love. So check a guitar. Come, let's live together. Show a check at your base. Kilo de traffic parawa. O masibo mi montale our strength is in our diversity. Let's live.
Yes, let's live together, and that is the spirit. Let's live together as one. Let's understand that Nigeria is ours and we don't have any other country to call ours. If you're just joining this program is Sound of Times. This is 98.5 Emirate FM.
There can be no full love.
Yes, our strength is in our diversity. Tonight, I'm looking at somebody from the eastern part of Nigeria, Chinua Achebe, a very popular name when you talk about one of the most renowned African novelist. Yes, let me use that title for him. Renowned African novelist, was able to sell the beauty of African culture out to the diaspora. Well done job to him. May his soul continue to rest in peace. Chinua Achebe debut as an author was in 1950 when he wrote a piece for the University Herald and University Magazine titled Polar Undergraduate. It used irony and humor to celebrate the intellectual vigor of his classmates. He followed on other essays and writings of philosophy, and later he developed it into short stories, and the first was in a village church in 1951. An amazing book had the Igbo style in the rural area with Christianity institution. Of course, you remember that at that point, at that particular period, Nigeria was just getting out of colonization. Talking about the sisters there.
Please, let's live
After the final examination in Ibadan University in 1953, Chinua Achebe was awarded a second-class degree. Rattled by not receiving the highest level, he was uncertain how to proceed after graduation and returned to his hometown of Ogidi. And afterwards, Chinua Achebe began his first call, and that was the teaching profession. After a few months as a teacher, he moved to the Nigerian Broadcasting Service (NBS), a radio network, and started in 1933 by the colonial government. He was assigned to the talk department to prepare scripts for oral delivery. These helped him master the nuisance between writing and spoken language, skills that helped him later to write realistic dialogues. I know this is the part you're waiting for, and that was in 1957 to 1960 when he wrote his first book, and that was Things Fall Apart. I don't know how many people have read that particular book. I'll open up the studio line later to ask you, of course, to contribute to the program, to tell me what you know about Chinua Achebe. Is there any of his work that you so much admire? What can you say about the man Achebe? Yes, Achebe wrote the Things Fall Apart in 1957, and it was well accepted, celebrated in Africa and in the diaspora.
Let's live, let's live, let's live together. We gotta live together, yeah. Let's live together. Yeah, can't be no full love. Omo wane no mo korobia, anama pomo. Ole mirina ina logu. Our strength.
Things Fall Apart was received well by the British press and received positive reviews from critic writers and novelists around the world. 3 days after publication, the Times Literary Supplement wrote that the book genuinely succeeded in presenting tribal life from the inside. And that was the beginning of the antecedent of African writers talking about Africa, telling the African stories themselves. And this was one of the biggest challenges Chinua Achebe faced while he worked as a writer. After Things Fall Apart, we had 1960 to 1961 when he released the second book, also a very popular one, No Longer at Ease, and Fellowship Travels. These two came together in 1960 and 1961, Paris Pursuit. Later that year, Achebe was awarded a Rockefeller Fellowship for 6 months of travel, which he called the first important perk of my writing career. Yes, let's live together as Nigerians. Let us remember that this country is ours and that we all can contribute to its greatness. This is Sound of Times.
Make life better.
Say you'll be my brother. let us look at some of the things dominant in Chinua Achebe's work. It's very important to look at what exactly this man tries to concentrate. Of course, one of the basic things that Chinua Achebe tries to address in most of his work is definitely the growth of African people and trying to put Africans in the limelight to the wider world. Chinua Achebe succeeded in doing this with his books. He succeeded in giving the picture of a well-established system of culture, a well-established system of governance, a well-established people that had their style before the white man's coming. Chinua Achebe was one writer who was able to sell out Africa just by writing.
Let's live together.
Chinua Achebe also succeeded in bringing out the picture of the colonial setting and the post-colonial situation. Of course, this might not go down well with those who were affected by some of his writing, as writing also was an expository to the problems of Africa and by Africans.
Let's live together now. Let's live together. Let's live together. We gotta live together, yeah.
Although Chinua Achebe concentrated more on the Igbo culture, but it is no doubt he was someone who encouraged, is moved, also encouraged other writers to think about writing in the dimension of promoting the African people, the African style, the African culture, the African values. Something that precedes what we had earlier before, while the colonialism was on. Chinua Achebe was definitely someone who told the story from the African side. If you just joining us on this program, Sound of Time. The music you're listening to is Kosh, Let's Live Together, produced in 1998. Yes, a very beautiful one there. Still on Sound of Times, a program designed to educate ourselves, to enlighten ourselves, to take ours on the path of history and, of course, national development. What are you doing? I asked you earlier. What exactly are you doing? Do you know you can write your name on the Sound of Times? Do you know that whatever you do today, of course, become history tomorrow? Whatever you do, remember, you can also, of course, write your name on the Sound of Times. This night, I'm looking at the man who has done tremendously well in terms of writing, in terms of selling the African people, the Nigerian style, to the wider world. Chinua Achebe is one writer Nigeria cannot forget in a while. Let me quickly give out some of the books that Chinua Achebe wrote so that I can rekindle your memories of the man Chinua Achebe and what he was able to do. One of his most popular books, of course, the first one I mentioned, that Things Fall Apart. Afterwards, he had No Longer at Ease in 1961, Arrow of God in 1964, The Man of the People in 1966, Anti-Ills of a Savannah in 1987, and of course, There Was a Country, which was his last book. To the south, to the east. You can join us in the studio right away and tell me what you know about Chinua Achebe. Which of his book did you read and what makes it so special, or what do you think about this man called Chinua Achebe? 07056902827, 07056902827, 09031917355, 09031 917355. Chine Achebe is the man on the set this evening.
Let's live together. Joe Ajeka Jokme. Kilo de Tafik Barawa. O Masibo mi Motale Our strength is in our diversity. Let's live together, together now. Let's live together. Let's live together. We gotta live together, yeah. Let's live together.
Our strength is in our diversity.
Don't be sad, understand. Everybody has a day when the sun stays away. Take hope in a new tomorrow. A little more love between makes for a brighter day. Never me worry, let my love set you free.
Yes, that is the language. One love keeps a country so strong, so strong. This is Sound of Times, 98.5 Emirate FM, the voice of the people. This is Sound of Times. On this program, we look at national developments, those who have contributed so far to the Project Nigeria. Yes, the Project Nigeria. What exactly are you doing for the Project Nigeria? This night, tonight, we're looking at the person, Chine Achebe. We're looking at some of his antecedents and so how he got to the stage in which, of course, I'm already getting close to the very tail end of his career, talking about his last book, There Was a Country, which had a lot of controversies on it, talking about the content of that particular book. There Was a Country was basically was an account from Chine Achebe about the Nigerian Civil War, precisely otherwise known as the Biafran War. He gave a picture of the war coming from his side. Of course, he was a participant of that particular war. Many have come to criticize Chine Achebe on that particular book, that perhaps he had he actually released that book at a time when the agitation for Biafra came on board, and many have said one of the problems they had with Chine Achebe, I'm trying to put Chine Achebe with Chimamanda now. Chine Achebe was that many a times he was a bit sectional, and that I don't really want to buy with it. I think he was just an artist who was just using the power of the pen to express himself about the things he knew about what transpired during the Nigerian Civil War.
Keep us together.
As controversial that book is, it is also considered as one of the defining work of modern African non-fiction, released in October 2012, and that was his last book. Precisely in that book, he wrote "Good Night." Of course, perhaps Chine Achebe was already ready to leave this very path in which we are. 6 months prior to Achebe, he wrote that book and released it with his last words, "Good Night." That book, I don't know, it's so heavy with quite a lot of things that has to do with the Nigerian antecedents, our history, where we are. And of course, Chine Achebe also gave an insight to what could happen tomorrow. Whether he was right in his prediction or not, maybe you should get that book, There Was a Country. Okay, my time is now far-fetched. I have to leave the studio. It's exactly 3 minutes to the end of the program. I'll be looking out for you to join me on this program every 8 o'clock on Sunday on Sound of Chimes, and hoping that you also have people who are into education or history or perhaps in governance for sponsorship for this program. We need to let ourselves know, we need to inform ourselves about our history, we need to inform ourselves about our antecedents, we need to encourage ourselves on the path of national development. And that is why we ask you, what exactly are you doing for national development? This is 98.5 Emirate FM, and the program is Sound of Times. I'm signing out now, saying I'll meet you next week with a very prominent Nigeria who has also contributed to the development of Nigeria. My name is Bukola Omoshewo. Good night.
It's a struggle to stay in line.